Yes. Welcome to another stream. ID says, why are you always late? No one wants to be early. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be the first person at the party.
True.
Do you know what I mean? And we're cool guys, innit? We don't turn up first.
True.
You don't want to be dancing by yourself, innit?
You're defo that guy, bro.
ID, you're that guy, you know? You're that guy, innit?
He's a guy who's knocking on the door.
Bro, he's waiting.
5
minutes before he's like, can I come in?
Yeah.
Is the party open yet?
Decorate me. That's what it is. Yes, guys. Hopefully you're all doing well. We're here, obviously, to talk about the press conference, which finished, I don't know, about half an hour ago. Obviously, for the game tomorrow night, it is, of course, Man City taking on Borussia Dortmund at the Etihad in match day 2 of the Champions League, the first game since the postponement as well. And Borussia Dortmund did get beat 3-0 at the weekend, so they're not coming into this in great form. But then City haven't played a game for a week, so it's kind of interesting. But yeah, that's basically what we're going to do. It was Ilkay Gundogan, by the way, guys, who was next to Pep Guardiola in the press conference. Obviously, you know what that means.
Well, it could mean is that it worked last time, actually, didn't it?
It did work last time.
It was Rodri, wasn't it?
It did work last time. But we're going to go through the comments. We'll start off as always with Ilkay Gundogan's comments, and then we'll move on to Pep Guardiola's comments, including a potential postponement of a football match in October, which we'll come on to. Very, very mad. Before we get into it, though, a couple of things. First of all, make sure you drop a like on the stream. We're on 84 likes right now, 200 people in the chat. Let's see if we can get up to 100. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. And, of course, if you do want to help support the channel, you can become an Xtra Club member. Link is in the description. However, I just want to talk about the fact that Aymeric Laporte is back in, like, proper training now, it looks like.
And John Stones.
Laporte, it looks like he's, you know, has Pep Guardiola done some sort of like hint? I mean, the thing was, it was always going to be around the end of this period before
end
the
of
international
September,
break.
wasn't it?
But the fact he's in training, but he's not going to play now until after the international break. However, he's in training.
But he's in full training.
Yeah, I know. I just don't. He's not going to get.
No. I don't think he'll get. I don't think he'll risk him at all. I don't think he should risk him either. I think he should wait until after the international break. But it's positive to know that coming back from that international break, you've got basically a nearly full fit squad. By then, we'll have to see what Kyle Walker's situation's like. He seems a bit dusted at the moment. But centre-back wise, we've gone from having not enough to too many.
Yeah. No, it's kind of mad. Well, let's get into it then. Of course, as I said, it was Ilkay Gundogan, and always is the case in these press conferences. You know what I'm about to speak about. It's Erling Haaland. Ilkay Gundogan on Haaland. He said he's settled very well at Man City. I think the numbers speak for themselves. I think his future is very bright. He's going to give us a lot more, not just this season, but in the years to come. And he said that Erling Haaland's reaction to the draw against Borussia Dortmund, he said he was sat right next to me. He was very, very happy. We are both excited, of course. Obviously, Ilkay Gundogan, a former player of Borussia Dortmund, and in fact Pep Guardiola's first signing, of course. So yeah, you know, that's quite interesting. It's the first in the first couple of months of him playing for City, he's going to be playing against his old team, Borussia Dortmund. And I know we spoke about this yesterday. I'm sure there's a lot of respect there from both parts, really, because, you know, Erling Haaland was elevated by Borussia Dortmund, but Erling Haaland elevated Borussia Dortmund with his stats and his numbers.
They helped each other.
A lot of respect there.
Yeah, and I think as you've seen with the yellow ward when he left, they have a lot of respect for Erling Haaland. I think they all want him to do the best possible. So even if he scores against them tomorrow, I don't see him celebrating. I think he'll keep it on a cool one.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the Borussia Dortmund fans, however many that they do bring over, will respect Haaland. And I think it'll be the exact same in the return. Like when Haaland goes to Dortmund, I think he'll get an insane reception at Dortmund. I mean, they have a crazy atmosphere anyway there, but I think they'll smash it on the return one. So yeah, it's so funny. This press conference review is always to Erling Haaland. In a moment, then I kind of thought in my head, I was like, what we're speaking about? And I was like, why are we speaking about Erling Haaland? It's a press conference, but it's just every week. Everyone who's there will get questioned. As soon as a new player comes out onto the line, they go, so what do you make about signing Erling Haaland?
Yeah.
What are you on about, mate?
That's because he's a superstar, isn't it? Well, I wouldn't say he's in there yet, but he's moving into that mould of a Messi and a Ronaldo sort of power and a super player almost. We all know he had a super agent before the passing of Raiola, and that's because he's a super player and he's going to be in that sort of top tier bracket of not only how good he is, but in terms of marketability and just a sort of worldwide celebrity and superstar. That is going to be Erling Haaland. If it's not already, it's going to be Erling Haaland very, very soon. So that's why everyone's questioning him. Everyone across the world wants to know about Erling Haaland and what he's doing, because they think he could be a very, very special player, as he's sort of demonstrated in the early part of the season
12 goals already.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, his XG is like what? He's expected 50 goals or something this season.
I know his current run rate of goals is insane. It's absolutely mad. But yeah, there was more on Erling Haaland from Ilkay Gundogan. Sure. He said, "I think the club has signed an incredible player. He has done well on the pitch, but his character, determination and attitude off the pitch, we are both looking forward to the game against our old club." Again, it's so good to see that, his attitude off the pitch, because that's what happens with some players, especially younger players. They get into the limelight, they do really, really well, then they get all the attention, they get all the money, they get all the fame, and then sometimes they can go off the rocks a little bit. And it's good to hear from Ilkay Gundogan that Erling Haaland is still, working very, very hard, and you get that impression anyway from the interviews he does and stuff.
I think he's very determined on being the best in the world. I think he's good. Do you know what I mean? He's got his head down and he just wants to keep getting better. I think he made that. Do you know what I mean? When he was weighing up his options when he joined City and all the other clubs. Do you know what I mean? Whether what was better. Do you know what I mean? Like what situation is best for him. And how he's going to progress there. And I think he 100% is very, very humble in that sense. But also, it's weird because he is humble, but there's a lot of arrogance in there. You can see the arrogance. He knows he's good.
Yeah.
He very, very. He knows he's very, very good.
Ronaldo had it. Messi had it. You need to have that.
But he's not yet anyway, and hoping this never happens. He's not crossed the PayPal barrier because Mbappe now is too big for his boots. I feel anyway. He's very, very good. Mbappe. Do you know what I mean? He's unreal. He's an unreal player. Do you know what I mean? Probably one of the best in the world right now. But he's also being a dick. So it's like he's tainting his legacy there, really, and like his stocks. He's still a very, very good player, but Haaland isn't doing that, and I hope he never gets to that. Like, I mean, I don't want Haaland stopping, like, do you know what I mean, not going for shit because he's not got the pass. So I like Haaland's go with it. Do you know what I mean? In the way that he's projecting his career, I think he'll go further for that as well. Yeah,
Silent Killer. No, I think you're wrong there, mate. He said, Silent Killer in the chat says you are confusing confidence with arrogance. I don't think so. I think you need arrogance at this level. I think you need to have a bit of arrogance.
Yeah, no, you do need to be a bit arrogant. You need to back yourself 100%.
Yeah, and of course the two are similar. But you need to have a little bit of arrogance at this game. Obviously, too much and you become PayPal. You know what I mean, and a bit of a dick.
I can't remember.
But you've got to have a bit of arrogance in your game because you've got to understand what you do. You're playing against the best players in the world. You know what I mean? Confidence alone isn't enough. I think you've got to believe that you're the best player in the world. If you want to get to the top, the very top, I'm talking Ballon d'Ors, you have to believe that you are the best player stepping on that pitch every single time you go out. And that's a bit more than confidence, because that's then becoming you got to have a bit of an ego, you know what I mean? Confidence is, oh yeah, I'm in a good form, I'm feeling good, you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. Feeling, have that bit of arrogance to step on the pitch and go, I'm the best player here, and in fact I'm the best player in the world, and I'm going to win that Ballon d'Or, I'm going to score all these goals. I think you have to have a bit of arrogance. Just don't confuse it with it being a bad thing. Too much and it becomes a bad thing. But I think you've got to have a little bit of dash of arrogance in there if you want to go to the very, very top.
Yeah, I agree with that. I completely agree with that. And I can't remember who I was listening to. I don't know what it was on at all. But I know that Michael Owen, when Michael Owen was like during his like kind of prime or like getting to his best, I can't remember who it was who was speaking about this, but they were saying that he had that arrogance. He would not he wouldn't settle that he wasn't the best in the world. At that point, he was I am the best in the world.
And then, Michael Owen, yeah.
Yeah, Michael Owen. And they were saying, like, I can't remember who it was who was speaking about it, but they were saying, like, basically, he was, like, dead set. He wouldn't settle for, nah, but what about this guy who's also sick? Nah. He'd get pissed off at that, because in his head, he was genuinely the best. Oh, yeah, Jamie Carragher-Neville it was, yeah. He was genuinely the best player in the world in his head. Like, there was no stopping him. And it's that little bit, and I get that, his confidence, yeah, he's confident there, But that is a bit of arrogance there. You're showing a bit of arrogance there by saying, yo, look, I'm the best in the world. I don't give a fuck about no one else. I am the best.
A couple of super chats here from Professional Idiot. Oh, Professional Idiot, man, give me some of them totems, bro. You know what I mean? I need it after the weekend.
Yeah, give me a totem, mate.
Professional Idiot, again with a 5, says, and PayPal trying to follow in the footsteps of his idol, Cristiano Ronaldo.
The Ronaldo is the best, that's the best.
You know what, on a real, I genuinely hope that PayPal sorts his head out and stops being a bit of a dick, you know what I mean? Because some of the clips that you're seeing of him not passing, of him not working hard, of him doing like stupid tricks, he's a very, very talented player, and he's obviously, I don't know when, but he's going to be Ballon d'Or contender soon, and I just hope that he doesn't, go down the wrong path. So that's up to PSG and his advisors to keep him on the straight and narrow. Raheem, member for 2 months, says, yes lads, hope you're both doing good, excited and ready that City are back on Wednesday. Haaland hat-trick against his former club on the horizon. Yes, all good, bro, here, and thanks a lot for the support, man. And yeah, let's see. Just a quick one, we are going to be watching Bayern Barca tonight, Jack.
Yes, Bayern Barca, the return of Lewandowski, innit?
Yeah, it'll be an open stream, but it'll be members only chat, so if you do want to get involved in the chat tonight, make sure you become an Xtra Club member. The link is in the description. Massively appreciate all you guys' support. Right, let's move on with this press conference then. That was the end of the questions, by the way, for the Erling Haaland thing. That's good. Ilkay Gundogan, only because we speak about it every time, not because I'm not like it.
No, it's the end of it for Gundogan.
Oh, yeah. For
Pep's still got to speak about him, yeah.
Pep's still there. Ilkay Gundogan on the Champions League. We hope this year having a proper number 9 is going to help out a lot. We'll see, and the Champions League is an incredible thing to achieve. It's never easy to play in this competition, and sometimes little details can decide the outcome. And then he just goes on to speak about the fact that we've got a quartet at the moment at City, former Dortmund players. Says it's impossible to take out. All of us have memories of Borussia Dortmund, mainly positive memories. It's going to be difficult to take out the emotion, but we deal with them as pros. It's about using them in your favour. I know a few Dortmund players, and I'm very excited for the game here and the one in Dortmund. It'll be a very, very special game for me. Of course, we've got 4 players now. We've Gundogan, Haaland, Akanji and Gomez, all formerly played for Borussia Dortmund. It's going to be a bit of a special occasion for them.
Yeah, I think, in a sense, they get up for it a bit more as well. Do you know what I mean? It's not like they're going to think, oh, I'm playing my former club, I need to go easy on it. Do you know what I mean? Or anything like that. They kind of like want to show what they're doing, innit? Do you know what I mean? They want to show the grass is greener. They want to show why they left that football club.
Correct.
But then also get the respect from the fans and stuff. And I think all 4 of them will do. Do you know what I mean? They've all served Dortmund well. Do you know what I mean? So I don't see a situation where it'd be hostile at all from the Dortmund fans.
No.
So, you know what I mean? I'm buzzing for them. And I think that there's a chance, obviously, that all 4 start.
Yeah.
Which is pretty mad, bro. 4. In a side, you know what I mean? Outfield players as well, bro. 10 outfield players. 4 of them are ex-Dortmund.
Yeah.
That could start. That's pretty mad, that.
It is kind of strange. Darcy with the $5 donation says, good day lads, bit off topic, but any thoughts on Pep's contract situation? He said in his last interview to Sky Sports, this is probably why you've not seen it, because it was a UK broadcaster, but he said it'll be after the World Cup, so
now
we've not got to hear anything until then, maybe, unless Pardy's got some news.
No, but this I'm getting my tinfoil hat on here, by the way. This ties in with ages ago, right? And we're going transfer window mode, isn't it? Ages ago, I'm talking like before transfer window even opened. In the Blue Moon forum, I can't remember who it was. I don't know who told me if it was 9320 Blue, someone. And obviously, do you know what I mean? Take it with a pinch of salt. That's what I'm saying. Tinfoil hats. They said it will be around November, December time when Pep announces his contract extension, because people started getting gas thinking that he was going to do it soon, and they were like, it'll be November, December when he announces his contract extension. It could just be a guess, do you know what I mean? Stab in the dark. But do you know what I mean? Just get your tinfoil hats on.
The most accurate information we have is Pep Guardiola, who said it was going to be after the World Cup. He
said after the World Cup. So, do you know what I mean? Hopefully it's him extending. I just have this thing, bro, where he signed all these players.
Yeah.
Haaland wants to be with Pep.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
And he's loving it in Manchester,
Yeah,
mate.
but he's having a whale of a time.
Mate, the guy's moving mad. He was in Oldham the other day. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he's getting about, isn't it?
He's around. He went to
loving
Oldham,
it.
went for a little scran there. So you know, the guy's reaching out. He's now leaving the city centre, Bray, and he's trying the outskirts, mate. So. Yeah, I think he knows the situation. He's got the
but bro, he's on it. I think he's staying, mate. I think he's staying. I reckon he'll get. It'll be a 2-year contract, but it'll be like after every. Like, do you know what I mean? But a year, then he can decide if he wants to leave again. I think it'll just be like that for the rest of Pep's time here. Do you know what I mean? City walking a fine line with Pep and contract extensions because we're overdue. Do you know what I mean? We're overdue Pep leaving by like 3 years.
I know. It's crazy.
By the way. Yeah. Some news. Professional Idiot's birthday was 2 days ago. Happy birthday, Professional Idiot, 2 days ago.
Happy birthday, Debris. Yeah, happy birthday. Right, Ilkay Gundogan continues to speak. He says, it's a different competition and maybe the games against Dortmund will be a bit more open than we have been used to here. That's not always the case here and teams are defensively strong. Maybe that's something Erling Haaland will have to adapt to. He's already shown that he can do that. It's about taking your patience and trying to punish the other teams. Sincere apologies, as I did I honestly genuinely believe that it was the end of the Erling Haaland talk for Gundogan. But it's just non-stop, bro. It's relentless. It's just, oh yeah, Ilkay, so, you know, it's you obviously used to play for Borussia Dortmund. How do you feel about playing them again? And how will Erling Haaland feel? You know what I mean? It's just like, Brit!
Please stop.
why you just do this all the time, man? Why do these players must feel so worthless, mate? Like, Ilkay Gundogan's like, yeah, I'm going to the press conference to talk about, you know, the Champions League, match day 2 against my former club. This is going to be mega. Erling Haaland. It's a Haaland ball. What do you think of this? What do you think of that? Haaland this, Haaland that. Allow it, man. There should be a limit on the number of times that you can mention Erling Haaland.
I think they should just ban it now. I think Erling Haaland, the City should be like, yo, if you're going to speak about Erling Haaland, just get out. Unless Erling Haaland sat here in this press conference.
Or do his own. Let him have his own press conference.
Let him do it. Do you know what I mean? Because all it is just Haaland news. It's just Haaland questions.
Yeah.
And there's more. There's more, by the way, because I know for a fact I've seen Pep talking about it.
Yeah, I know. Bit of interesting news here from Ilkay Gundogan in the conference as well. It came out that Ilkay Gundogan has actually contacted Fernandinho for some advice on being Man City's captain. He goes on to say, I was lucky enough to have someone like Fernandinho. That's obviously quite interesting. Fernandinho, brilliant captain, brilliant player for us. And goes on to talk about the dressing room and says, I think the atmosphere is quite similar to last season. We have players who are really good guys and they are really important for the dressing room and the big characters are stepping up. Players changing is normal. My role has maybe changed a little bit and become a little bit more about communication. I don't try to change too many things though. Obviously with Ilkay Gundogan saying that, you know, he's a captain and he only has 12 months left on his deal. I've heard good things, Bray. I've heard good things about the contract situation on this. We'll have to see what happens. He does say, I'm very happy at Man City. I was all the time at the club. It's football, it's business. We will see what happens at the end of the season.
Bro, the thing is, right, he's our captain.
Yeah.
And with the way that he's playing in this team,
yeah,
I don't see a situation where City don't offer him a contract because, bro, he's looking at the way that he's playing, especially in this new system. He looks mint.
He does.
He looks, bro. He looks on fire. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, for sure. A little bit more from Gundogan before we move on to Pep Guardiola, guys. Darcy's coming with a $5 donation. Yes, Bray. Thanks a lot for the support. Says, not gonna lie, I think all this Haaland talk in the press conference is going to send Baldy back to Spain. He's going to lose his mind. Well, we did see a thing, actually. I think it was in the last press conference before Seville. And it was something like, what was it now? There was a little bit something about that was like, Pep didn't like it. But he backed Haaland up as well. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember. I'll try and find it for the stream tomorrow or for tonight. But there was someone asked him a question. I don't think he really liked the question, and you could tell by the answer that I don't think he was a massive fan of it. And yeah, still got a bit of Ilkay to go. He says the way we got knocked out of the Champions League in previous seasons was a little bit tragic, to be honest. You can say that again. Jesus, I've still got PTSD on this shit, man. Like, you know what I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy out here with we're conceding 2 goals, bro. What the hell, man? Honestly. And actually, on that, Darcy, it's a good point. Gundogan said it's okay for me actually on the Erling Haaland, how much it is about Erling Haaland. I didn't think for 1 second it was going to cause any issues. As long as he keeps scoring goals, I'm happy with him getting all the attention. So again, you know what I mean? Like, he knows, everyone knows that the press conference is all just about
bro, I reckon before these press conferences, right? By the way, yes, Saeed in the chat, he says, Hudrich, is that you? Yeah. I reckon, right, before they go into these press conferences, I reckon they say to the players, I reckon, look, you're going to be asked loads of questions about Erling Haaland because everyone is getting this.
Yeah.
Don't, you know what I mean? Don't be asked about it. Everyone's getting this. Pep's getting it every week.
You know what? It would have been the same last season when Ronaldo went to United. I mean, I don't know, but I would have. Maybe I don't say it's still here, but I would imagine it in the press conferences. Who was it last year? Was it Ollie or it was Ollie for the beginning?
Ollie for a bit, then Rangnick,
and then Rangnick. I would imagine.
But then again, not because they had so much problems. They would have got asked. Ronaldo wasn't just like everything.
Yeah.
So right now, Haaland's smashing it, so everything's about Haaland. Whereas at United last season, everything was seemingly going wrong. So when Rangnick was there, it was all about his tactics and like what's going on here, what's going on. There's always drama at United, bro.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's a soap opera United. So there's always things to talk about there. Whereas with us, I feel I feel like it's a journalist bored. You know what I mean? They're just like, oh yeah, it's City, they won again. Oh, City.
I generally go back to what I said at the beginning of the stream. I think it's just because of how big Erling Haaland is, and I don't think we still realise as fans how big Erling Haaland is around the world. Do you know what I mean? I think he's one of the top dogs. You know what I'm saying? Everyone loves him. His stature, even his haircut, man. You know, you got to understand, like. These people, they do stuff, yeah, because it works for them, man, and obviously they get good PR out of it. Erling Haaland right now is in like one of the most well-known footballers in the world right now.
From bottom to top, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
You could cut out Erling Haaland's hairstyle, right? And people be like, that's Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
Because he's so well-known. You could go to like random heads, innit?
Yeah.
You say, who's this? They got Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
Do you know who Erling Haaland is? Yeah. I don't like football, but yeah, of course I know who Erling Haaland is. It's the stature, innit? It's the stature of how it makes it bigger because of what he's doing.
Yeah.
12 goals, do you know what I mean, in the first month of the Premier League. He's not just, it's not just a case of he's smashed it at Dortmund, he's coming to City and now, do you know what I mean, he's getting bad press. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean, when people were saying he's going to flop, he's still doing it.
Yeah.
So people now, they don't know where this ends.
Correct. Final comment from Ilkay Gundogan then from the press conference on the regrets of not winning the Champions League. He said, "You should not regret anything, and it was incredible to play the Champions League final with Man City. We will try to get there again and to do better and to reach the maximum, and we will try and see what will happen." And that concluded the press conference from Ilkay Gundogan. Obviously, a lot there about Erling Haaland, but
nothing about Gundogan.
Yeah, there's very little there about Gundogan. Just saying that he's still happy at City, and you know, there's only got 1 year left on his deal. We'll have to wait and see.
Do you think the players mind all this Haaland talk, or do you think the obviously it'll get a bit jarring when you're actually in them little press conference things, but as long as Haaland can take all his pressure, which I think he can, and he's not really asked.
Yeah,
I think the players might be like, yeah, we're free to do things. But then I think it was last week when I heard Kev speaking about it. Kev seemed a bit pissed. Do you know what I mean? He didn't seem very chill about the whole situation. I guess everyone's going to react differently, innit?
Everyone will react differently. Do you know what I mean? But
it's just weird. It's just a weird thing to do, innit? It's just like, I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah,
it's not going to stop, bro. It's going to be this all year.
It's not going to stop. And I guess what Gundogan said was correct. As long as he's scoring goals, no one cares, because ultimately all the players want,
they just want to win, innit?
They want to win. They want to win trophies. They want to win football matches, and Erling Haaland's helping us do that. So if you have to sit there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, listening to question about Erling Haaland, rather about the match or my own performances, as long as he's scoring the goals, I guess they don't really care. Right, let's move on then to Pep Guardiola's part of the press conference. And the first question about Erling Haaland, Pep Guardiola, on whether Erling Haaland will be the difference for Man City in the Champions League this season. I'm not able to know it. It's interesting, actually. I think we should probably touch on this, because I'm split here. I'm split, bro, because if you look at last season, right, I am going to have to take you back to a dark time in everyone's life, right? You know what I mean? And that was last season away. at Real Madrid and at home.
I box these things up and I shelve them.
I know, but you got to explore. You got to explore the dark past of the Champions League.
I'm in the cupboard getting the old box out. Innit?
It has to be done. It has to be done. Now, there's a few things that you can do, and people will jump to different opinions as to why we lost the game. People will say, well, we conceded 2 goals in the last minutes of the game, and we basically threw the game away, and that's why we crumbled. Some people will look at Pep Guardiola's substitutions in the second leg. Some people may look at the defending as a whole. Some people may look at although we scored 4, lack of other goals in that first leg where really we should have had more. So I've been saying that scoring goals wasn't really the issue. It was the fact that we concede too many goals, which is true. We do concede too many goals in the Champions League. If you look at all of our knockouts, other than the final, we concede too many goals in the Champions League knockout game. So that is true. That is a fact. However, if Pep Guardiola is not going to change his tactics in knockout football, which he might not do, we all know he's semi-stubborn on that kind of stuff, then the only other way of getting round this issue is by scoring more goals. So if you look at the game against Real Madrid, whilst yes, we need to question the defending that happened in both the first leg and the second leg, because we conceded 5 goals or something like that in the 2 games. That is quite a lot. Do you know what I mean? For a team that's wanting to go on and win a Champions League, I do think you need to be lower in the amount of goals you concede. However, if you're not going to do that and he's going to continue to play the same tactics, the only way of getting around that is by scoring even more. Now, if you look at that first leg, people were celebrating like we won the Champions League after that first leg. However, realistically, we should have been away.
I remember us.
We should have been away. We should have scored 6 or 7. Now, that could be the difference. Pep might think to himself, I'm not going to change my tactics because that'll compromise us going forward, and I want to keep the attacking flow the same, and therefore if we concede 5 goals in the 2 legs, that's going to be it, but we're going to have to score more. That's where Erling Haaland may help. Well, you'd assume he would, because if he was in that first game against Real Madrid, I think we would have scored 6 or 7. That should then take us through.
It writes the game off pretty much.
But in my opinion, you still need to address the fundamental issue of we're conceding far too many goals in knockout rounds.
Do you not remember? We got slated, and quite a few. There was a few fans who was like with us. We got slated for. We said we were buzzing that we won the game. Obviously, you can't not be buzzing if you beat Real Madrid. But it felt like a missed opportunity to get the game won. It was a missed opportunity,
and people forget. And people were roasting us. It's half time.
People roasting us saying like, "Yo, like, how can you not be happy we've just beat Real Madrid?" They're like, nah, we're happy we beat Real Madrid, but there's a caveat of the fact that we should have beaten by more. We should have had the game. I mean, the tie over, and we didn't have the tie.
People
over.
Forget as well that that means nothing. You know what I mean? It's half time. As we found out, we got beat. Do you know what I mean? Like no one's looking now and going, "Oh yeah, like what a buzz,
what a win."
We won the first leg. No one cares. Like, did we care when we won the second leg against Tottenham Hotspur? No, we won that game. You wouldn't have thought it, would you? But we actually won that game. So again, anyway, we digress there slightly. But the fact is, can Erling Haaland help us in our quest for the Champions League? Yes, he can. However, I still think, in my opinion, that Pep Guardiola and the team need to look at ways of just stopping the leaks at the back, because we just concede too many goals. And if we don't do that, it's going to put more pressure on Erling Haaland. And then it'll be, Erling Haaland's fault because we didn't score enough goals, even though we're scoring 5 or 6 in 2 legs. So anyway, it gets people talking, that comment, because everyone's got their own opinion on the Champions League. True. I guess I'm looking for a blend of slight improvement defensively and a little bit more clinical at the other end. And I think that sees us through. But yeah, that was that. On Laporte, obviously we spoke about him at the beginning. Pep Guardiola said he's not going to be on the bench against Dortmund. Training session yesterday was only a partial session. Today it was a complete session though. I spoke with the doctor. He needs a little bit more volume on his leg, but in general he's going well, which is obviously superb news, guys. The way he ended last season was absolutely incredible. It's one of the best sort of stints as a centre-back I've ever seen at City. The way he was performing.
He warriored it out as well.
Yeah, he had an injury.
We knew. Do you remember when we watched that game, bro, and his leg bent in half and was like, he's dusted.
Nasty.
But he just played played through it,
Wolves,
didn't he?
wasn't it?
Played
Wolves.
through it, yeah.
How the guy got up after that, mate, I never know.
And then he came out, then he was like, yeah, I've been playing for an injury. He missed that, do you know what I mean, the international match or whatever it was in the pre-season, because he was like, look, I ain't fit in it. I played through the injury to see us over the line, because imagine we didn't have Laporte either.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd have been incredible.
But it's great to see Laporte back. He won't play today. He won't play at the weekend.
I mean, you're not going to see him until after the international break.
No. But that means he's not going to be with Spain either. So he's going to have a couple of weeks now of intense training sessions, getting that pressure back on the knee, getting the physio on it. You know what I mean? And hopefully by the time that we come back, we've got United. He could be ready to go. You never know. You never know with these things. So anyway. Super positive news there. To our other new centre back, obviously Akanji, he said he came in with just one training session. He did really well against Seville. We have seen in that we are very happy, and he did really, really well against Seville, albeit they were poor. He said Borussia Dortmund know these players about Erling Haaland, Akanji, Sergio Gomez better than I know the Dortmund players, which is obvious because he's never managed Dortmund. He says, imagine a striker makes 50 runs and does not get the pass. He does not make the runs anymore. We have to take decisions and the players have freedoms and intentions. It's not a big problem for me, but we will need to work it together, whether we go to the left, the right, or try and score the goal. This is an important thing because I feel like this impacted Kev a little bit, and maybe some of the other players in recent years. Now, we've got away with it because our players are so good and our manager's so good, we found a way. But because we've not had a striker for the last 2 years, Kev's not been able to play them balls in because we've not had the runner going in behind. So I think that the longer this season goes on, the better Kevin De Bruyne will get, the better Gundogan will get, the better the wingers will get, and probably I'd say the more numbers Haaland will get, because he's already playing at a high level and it's struggled to see how much better he can get it. But I think he could get even more numbers because the players will get used to having a striker in a team. Well, they're still not used to having a striker. It's only been like 7 games. They're still not used to having a striker in a team. So as soon as they get used to it, these numbers, they could be elevated even more.
Yeah, they could be elevated massively, which is like I said, that is scary. And like, it's weird because it's a hectic season now. Like, do you know what I mean? Given the whole the Queen's funeral and stuff like that, and everything's happening with the cancelled fixtures. A hectic season anyway. Before all this, so it's made it a bit more hectic. But in a way, I'm looking forward to the fact that we're playing like pretty much every 3 days, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? City kind of get on a roll when we're doing this. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're playing every 3 days, it's almost like the tiredness just ain't there, kind of thing. And it always is, do you know what I mean, for the players, but they kind of like pull through it, especially towards like the second half of the season. I remember like 2 years ago we went on that 20, was it 21 unbeaten run, or winning streak or something like that.
I think it was a winning streak.
It was a winning streak, wasn't it? It was wild, and we were playing pretty much every 3 days at that point. Do you know what I mean? Or like towards the back end of it was anyway, and we had this real momentum about us, and that's what I like it when City get into that momentum, and if we can get to that point where we're used to having a striker, we're going through this momentum. Do you know what I mean? Because at the moment it feels a bit stop-start. The season feels. I know when we're playing continuously now, but there's cancelled fixtures last weekend. There's still some cancelled fixtures this weekend for some clubs. Then you've got the international break coming up. Then you're back again. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got the World Cup after that. It feels a mess. Basically, if you could stretch that buying game out into a season, it's that. It feels like that.
Yeah. Quite an interesting thing that he went on to say. He said Pep Guardiola says he has to take into consideration playing Wednesday at 8 p.m. and Saturday at 12:30 p.m. when selecting his Man City team against Borussia Dortmund. He says, we want a team that will win tomorrow against Dortmund. It's the World Cup coming up and we have to be there in the Premier League. But in the Champions League, we have to qualify. We won the first game, and in the Champions League at home, you have to be strong. We are lucky that we don't have to travel for this game. Because, of course, we're at home and then we play away at Wolves on an early kick-off on Saturday, which is never nice, you know what I mean? And to be fair, still don't completely understand why the Premier League do this. And to be completely fair, I remember last season when it happened to Klopp, and I said that it's not entirely fair. Do you remember there was a game? I think he played Bournemouth or Newcastle or someone like that.
Yeah,
after a Champions League.
Because they played Wednesday night, Saturday morning.
Yeah.
He was like, it ain't right.
Klopp basically, I remember Klopp moaning about it, and everyone was like, oh, all he does is moan. However, I backed him up on it, and I said, to be fair, that is not nice. Because, like, especially the later on you get it, say you're doing that in like March, May, you don't want that, innit? You know what I mean? So I do think that the Premier League, man, they need to give their head a wobble when stuff like this happens, because it's just like, what are you doing?
It's all about money though, TV. Isn't it?
It is
Completely.
Completely. Guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream, by the way. 500 people in the stream. Hopefully you're all doing well. We're on 235 likes. Let's see if we can get up to 300, guys, before the end of the stream. So make sure you drop a like on the stream. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. 64,000 is our new target. So please subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. And just a reminder, we are going to be watching the Bayern Munich-Barcelona game tonight. It'll be open to everyone. Anyone can join, but it will be a members-only chat. So if you want to get involved in the chat service and speak to the rest of the guys, and obviously me and Jordan, then just become an Xtra Club member, link in the description. Little bit of a discussion about fixtures, and I wanted to come on to this because obviously you've got the game Tottenham that was called off.
Yeah.
You've got 3 games that will be called off later in the season if we get to the semi-finals and finals. Semi-finals of both the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, and the final of the Carabao Cup. There'll be 3 games that need to be moved. So right now, let's imagine that we get to... We are quite good in the Carabao Cup, right? So obviously we've got a difficult game, to be fair, against Chelsea, so we might be out in the first round, ironically. But say we get to the final of the Carabao Cup and we get to at least the semi-final of the FA Cup, that's 3 games. Plus Spurs, that's 4 games. Plus, let's just say, global warming and that, we get 1 game called off in February, March for winter. That's 5 games, guys. 5 games. On top of that, there's also talks that there's going to be another game called off. Arsenal want to rearrange the Premier League match between Manchester City and Arsenal, currently scheduled for October 19th, to accommodate their postponed game in the Europa League against PSV Eindhoven. The Premier League are open to try and switch it and help as much as possible. So there could be 6. Now, could you play Spurs there? Potentially, I don't know what their fixtures are like. But if you can't play Spurs there, that's 6 games. 6 games. And these aren't going to be played before the World Cup unless you put Spurs in the Arsenal spot. These aren't going to be played before the World Cup. So you could be getting back from the World Cup, potentially having 6 games. And I've only called off 1. I've only called off 1 winter game. There could easily be two or 3.
It's looking like a mess as it stands. I'd be cancelling that March international break.
It's so stupid.
Bro, you've just had a World Cup.
It's so stupid.
You've literally just had a World Cup. You get back in December and you're like, right, March, international break again. What are you on about international break again? We've got all these Premier League fixtures that need to be played. That March international break, no one's asked about it. We've just had a World Cup. Do you know what I mean? Chill. Let's get these actual fixtures done that need to be done. Do you know what I mean? Because it's difficult. You know what I mean? You can't have the teams playing every 2 days or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? They can't congest it even more than how it already is.
You know what? Because the World Cup's in the middle, and I don't have a problem with the World Cup being in December. You know what I mean? I understand that it's a World Cup, and for it to be in the Middle East, you got to have to play it in December, right? And if it's going to be a World Cup, then you're going to have to have one in the Middle East from time to time, and therefore it's going to have to be in December.
Yeah.
But it makes no sense. It makes no sense in having a March international break when you're already compromising the structure of the season. So for me, dumb decision.
It just but the March international break don't make sense to me.
I kind of get the one in September, bro, because it's your final preparation before the World Cup. It's like the warm-ups act. You get what I'm saying? So this is where the managers have the final, look at the players. It's where you play your final games, and then after that, that's it. Then you go into the World Cup. The one in March, I mean, no one. That's going to be too much, man. It's too much international football for me. So a bit of a dumb decision. But yeah, anyway, to go back to the original point, there could be 6 games that need to be found. You need to find a spot for them next season, next year.
It's difficult.
How you gonna do that?
It's so difficult. And then, do you know what I mean? The whole thing about the Arsenal game as well, that having to move because obviously they still need to play PSV in their group stage.
Yeah.
And that has to happen before the World Cup. And I think that'll be their argument. Because they need to know, do you know what I mean, for the group stages when it gets in February and stuff like that. So it's a mess. This season is just an absolute... It's just a mess. Hart with a 179 says, yes, what Champions League game will be worth watching? Tomorrow, I'd obviously back to watch City Dortmund tonight. Do you know what I mean? Bayern Barcelona is the best of the lot. You could watch Liverpool Ajax if you fancied that. But personally, I'd be watching Bayern Barcelona. Sporting Tottenham on a bit earlier if you wanted to watch that. But Bayern Barca, the return of Lewandowski. Do you know what I mean? The storyline's set. them microwaved up balls, and I mean, they sorted it out, innit? Bro, there's some dodgy shit with these draws, isn't it? The return of Lewandowski, and then the return of Haaland. And do you remember last season before they messed it up?
Yeah.
When we was going to sign Ronaldo, it was going to be us playing. I can't remember who it was. Anyway, there was going to be some like mad thing. Last time it was us against PSG, wasn't it? Because they were definitely hoping that we'd sign Ronaldo. Obviously, they've got Messi.
Inter Milan will be an interesting one because they need to win that game against Victoria Pilsen.
Yeah, well, Liverpool need to win that game as well. Do you know what I mean? After getting beat, was it 4-1, 4-2, something like that? I can't remember what it was.
Interesting. Professional Unit with a 5 says Dortmund, like us, suffer defensively because every game they get weakened in that area. I think we'll win because we recently reinforced our back line. I think we'll smoke them, to be honest with you. Like, I'm ultra confident. I'm ultra confident. Like, more confident than I've been in any game so far this season. Like, I'm so confident. Because as well, I don't think they're just going to sit back. They'll try and attack us. You do that to us with Erling Haaland, mate, and it's good night, you know what I mean? So I'm ultra confident, ultra bullish. Man City stonks to the moon. Obeyed with a 10 says, I'm late to the party. You are late to the party. Where you been, Obeyed?
Yes, Obeyed. I mean, well, we said at the beginning of the stream, the first thing that we said when we got here was, better late than early.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That is true.
It's fashionably late, bro. This guy's walking in with all the fashion.
And yeah, just comments from Guardiola said, I don't know if the Arsenal game's going to go ahead on October 19th, which obviously means he's been told it's not going to go ahead. So yeah, and then he's just chatting about Erling Haaland, but I'm getting really kind of bored to speak.
Bro, I feel like next time we do one of these, if there's an Erling Haaland question, we swerve, unless it's genuinely. Do you know what I mean? Genuinely a thing. Do you know what I mean? That we need to really speak about. I think we just swerve all the Erling Haaland.
I know, but the problem is they always give you like one or two things that you do need to cover.
They give you like, do you know what I mean? They give you little crumbles, don't they? Do you know what I mean? They give you drops of information. You're like, oh, but it's about Erling Haaland.
I know. M. Doper with the 10. Yes, bro. It says, in America, the NBA and NFL have player unions whose sole purpose is to protect the players for situations like this. Way too many games. Do they have something like that for soccer players? They have a union, but it ain't for that, bro. It's like...
They don't... It's not about... I think basically...
They commit a sin, you know what I mean? And
it's just... Here, it's just... the fixture's there. The schedule is there. You are going to play these games. And the players will moan about it in, like... conferences, the managers are moan about it. Do you know what I mean? And Pep's done this every season pretty much. Always says do you know what I mean? We play too many games. Do you know what I mean? In a short amount of time. Yeah. And obviously, Klopp's definitely said it.
It's just the March one for me. I don't really have a problem with all the cups that we play because ultimately, if the club doesn't want to play the competition, well, they don't have to enter. You don't have to enter the Carabao Cup. You know what I mean? If you don't want to be in it, you don't have to enter. I think Fergie did that for a year or two. So you don't have to enter the competition. Further, if you don't want to play it, just play the academy, play the kids. So you don't have to, you know, I don't buy the whole, for me, it just doesn't make sense. The one in March just doesn't make sense. That's why I'm a bit frustrated about it. I don't really buy into the whole, players to play too many games. Well, don't play them then. You know what I mean? You don't have to play them in the game. If you don't want to win the Carabao Cup, don't play players in the Carabao Cup. You don't play FA Cup. Don't play him. You know what I mean? It's your choice to play a full-strength squad. It's Pep Guardiola's choice. It's Manchester City's choice to go and try and win all these competitions, for which we're obviously all very grateful because we've had so much success. But it's the international break in March that is just not necessary, especially given the World Cup in December. It makes no sense. Obeyed is going to bed again with a 5. So,
nap time again. Obeyed. I mean, before the match.
And Dave Rocky with a 5, interested in this one. He says, I swear the footballing world has an agenda with Rodri. The guy has played one of his best seasons. EA giving a Fabinho a higher rating than Rodri.
I have an opinion on this, and I think Rodri's a bit of a grey man. I feel like he does his job very, very well, but doesn't really get the plaudits that he should do.
Yeah, and that's because we've got too many good players in our team.
Yeah.
If you look at Liverpool right now, they have last season they played with, obviously, they didn't always do this, but let's just say they had Firmino up top or Jota. Well, none of them two are, no one's like, oh, they're mega, you know what I mean? They don't walk into every single team in the world. They've been struggling with the midfield of late, you know what I mean? They've got like Harvey Elliott in there, who's still young, James Milner, Henderson, Keita. All players that I wouldn't have, even in our squad. I don't think they're that good enough. And then you got the defence that's obviously very good. So I think with Fabinho, I think you're right. I think he stands out more. I think he stands out more because he's around worse players. Whereas Rodri's not around worse players. He's around better players. And like you say, therefore, sometimes Rodri becomes a grey man. So you are right. I completely agree.
you're blending in, but no one's really
blending Rodri, innit?
Blending Rodri, yeah. No one's giving the credit for what it is. Like Fabinho's a very good player. You know what I mean? Fabinho's class, but Rodri's incredible.
I think Rodri's the best CDM in the world, followed by Casemiro. That's my honest opinion.
Rodri is unreal. He's unreal. So
Fabinho's a great player, though. You know what I mean? He's a great player, but I do think Rodri. I think the only reason he gets a higher rating than Rodri is because he's there with basically worse players, so therefore he looks better, and that's what happens. You know what I mean? I'm not calling Liverpool a pond or anything, but you know when there's that saying, small fish or big fish in a small pond.
Big fish, small pond. Yeah, it's a Jack Grealish. It's a Jack Grealish thing, bro.
Jack Grealish at Villa, Fabinho at Liverpool with the midfield that they've got right now. Do you know what I mean? It's that Scott Sinclair. You know what I mean? He was the one. Jack Rodwell. These type of players who look mega at the teams, and then they come to City and it's like, nah. I tell you what is mega though. Obey gifting 10 memberships. Yes, Obey. I thought you were going to sleep, Bray.
I'm telling you now, right? They are after we had a bit of a wobble with YouTube. They've absolutely. I mean, they've gone ham on it. Yeah, they're so fast.
So fast.
Before you even know it, all the memberships are gifted out. Like, so make sure you check in the chat if you have been gifted a membership. Yeah. Drop me there because I can see a few people there, but you may as well just look yourself on it rather than me reading everyone out. But yes, we haven't got a membership. Yeah. Appreciate that, Obeyed.
Yeah, cheers, guys. And remember, if you want to get involved, it's completely random if you want to be gifted. You can't just get involved yourself by clicking the link in the description.
There is a caveat to that, and if you're active in the chat, you're more likely to get one, but not guaranteed.
Dub says he just woke. Got you. Sorry, I thought you said you were going to sleep. Dopa would remember for 17 months says, how the fuck is Mbappe a 91 but Haaland is an 88 for the 2 years in a row? EA is, as you say, proper wastebasket.
Wastebasket.
That's what it is, bro.
Nah, I think garbage, bro. I think he meant.
Nah, it's colon wastebasket.
Nah, but if you put it in a sentence, innit, I'd be like, oh look, EA, as you say, proper garbage. Not.
Doper,
you know what I mean?
Doper, what do you mean? Did you mean wastebasket or do you mean garbage? You know what I mean?
In a sentence, right? Doper, if you speak like that, bro, I'm gonna be shook, innit? Do you know what I mean? If you get about going, oh, that's proper wastebasket, that. I'm gonna start saying it. That's wastebasket.
So it says wastebasket.
Oh yeah, Zohib trash. We say trash all the time.
It says it in the chat, man. It says it there.
Trash, bro.
Colon wastebasket. If I type in colon trash, nothing comes up. If I type in colon wastebasket, oh look what's in the chat, a wastebasket. Yes, guys, that was a funny end to the stream.
Well, you know what? We've got a bin emoji in ours, so it could mean bin. Look.
Should have put the bin then.
He's remembering it. He could have put the bin. He definitely meant wastebasket.
Right, guys, we'll wrap it up there. That is your press conference reaction. What's coming up then? So tonight we're going to be watching Barcelona taking on Bayern Munich in the group of death, mate.
Bro, before you carry on, a waste. They just put in the chat, a waste basket.
I've seen it, this guy cracking jokes.
Funny that.
Yeah, we'll be watching Barcelona versus Bayern Munich tonight, guys. That's going to be a sick stream. Good game to watch as well. So if you want to come and join us for that, it will be open to everyone. It will be a members-only chat, though. So if you want to get involved in the chat, just become an Xtra Club member. Help support the channel. We super appreciate everyone that becomes a member. Link is in the description. Sometimes there's a join button below me. And then, of course, tomorrow it's match day. So all your normal match day content. Enjoy the rest of your day. And we'll see you tonight for the big game. See you later.
See you in a bit.